But we begin with the idea of the cryptic stage. And the last time that we spoke with all of you, we described the beginning of how to go into that state. And what we described was the idea of finding a place in your reality that is out in nature, so that you sit yourself down between a tree and some source of water, be it a brook, be it a stream or a river or a lake, or even the ocean, does not matter. But the idea is that you have the tree at your back and the water in your front. And as you then sit there, we remind you, and breathe and hear your heart beat and become aware of those feelings in the silence and in the sounds of nature around you. You allow yourself to connect your breath to the wind in the tree. You allow your heartbeat to connect to the sound of the water, be it the brook or the waves of the ocean. And you allow yourself to start to identify those sounds, the water with your heartbeat and the wind with your breath, so that as you sit there for about 15 of your minutes, you begin to identify and connect and commune with nature in that way, and begin to experience connection with the tree, with the water, and with all the nature around you. Now we'd like to take that a little bit further, if we may, so that you can continue your process for those that are interested in becoming a cryptic. Now, understand that you will get benefit whether you allow yourself to commit to becoming a cryptic or not fully. It doesn't matter, because you'll have benefit and begin to experience in your own way and in your own time the idea of your connections to nature more deeply. As you sit there before the tree and allow yourself to extend your idea, your energy field down into the ground, down into the earth, and experience connecting to the roots of the trees and the mycelial network that connects all the roots upon which they communicate, upon which they feed each other. You can connect into that by sinking your energy field in your imagination down into the earth and connecting to those root systems, thus again anchoring yourself down into the ground to allow you more efficacy at becoming an antenna for higher frequency energies, so that you will not lose yourself in the cosmos. But now, in full commitment of becoming a cryptic, we add this to this. The idea then is to, as you have found that place in nature with the tree and the water, the idea is to be there for 15 minutes, picking the time of day that is what you call just before the setting of the sun. And as you sit there in the setting of the sun and that energy and that bubble reality and that frequency and vibration, you do this for 15 minutes a day for 15 days. This is the commitment in the beginning of becoming a cryptic, so that you truly develop a strong connection and a strong rapport with nature around you. And as you do this for 15 days, half a moon cycle, you'll begin to start feeling connections to other things around you, for this will show the commitment to the nature spirits that you're truly there to commune and connect with them. They will begin to become familiar with you, and they will become your familiars. They will start to recognize you. They will start to understand your vibration, and they will start to realize that you are reaching out to them. And after that 15 days, you'll begin to experience something a little bit different in terms of what comes back. In the wind in the trees, you will start to hear whispers. In the babbling of the brook or the pounding of the waves, you will start to hear conversation and feel different vibrations that will be coming to you from the nature spirits. But in this season, if you begin your cryptic journey at this time of the year, you'll begin to connect very specifically with a nature spirit that we call the winter spirit. In ancient times, many of you were familiar with this being and did commune with it. And in its ancient title, it is called Kernanos. So Kernanos has been called by the people of your world the horned god. This is simply a nature spirit that is an archetypal level nature spirit, connected to your collective consciousness. The horned god of Kernanos usually presents itself in the following fashion. You will notice it if you see it as having the idea of human-like qualities, but also stag-like qualities. Its face will be somewhat elongated. It will actually have antlers protruding from its head. Its ears will be somewhat elongated and its eyes may be glowing at you. Do not be afraid. It is simply the presentment of its connection to nature in this particular fashion with the animal kingdom and the idea of the growing things upon the earth that are hibernating now in the winter time. It will have the presentment of the legs also of the stag with the hooves. And it will have the 2 arms and the 2 legs in that sense and a little bit of a faunish tail to it. But it will also be a very powerful being, and you will see different kinds of inscriptions, and it may be holding different kinds of archetypal symbols of energy within its hands. It may have the presentation of talons upon its fingertips. That again lets you know it is a thing of the wild, but again, don't be afraid of it. It is simply making connection with you to allow you to make deeper connection with the season of winter and nature of the earth and the collective consciousness of your world that you call Gaia. The idea of Kernanos as the winter spirit in presenting itself this way is simply an understanding of how nature beings and nature spirits present themselves. For a while, they may appear to have physicalness to their reality. It is not the same as yours. Allow us to describe and explain how this works for the nature spirits, and the winter spirit being the archetypal level most of all. You'll find the idea of the electromagnetic field around your world has another level to it in spirit that has been termed the electromagnetheric field. This is literally like the concept of spiritual plasma. It is not as solid as physical material, but it is not as light as the idea of pure energy. It has a thickness to it. It is kind of like a spiritual soup in a sense. This surrounds your world, it is given off by your world, this plasmic field. And out of that plasmic field do the nature spirits, which are mostly energy and consciousness beings, do they take form. It is like clay unto them. It is plastic to them. And they can present themselves in different forms within this plasma field and take on the appearance of physical reality to you so that they can connect and relate to you and you can connect and relate to them. But it is temporary, for they can then disappear back into the plasma, retaining their identity, of course, as a conscious being. But they can shift their shape this way by taking on different forms within this electromagnetheric plasmic field that surrounds your world and is representative of the collective consciousness of the entire planet. So they can morph in and out, appear and disappear in and out of this plasmic field, which is why they are usually invisible to you. But by performing this particular permission slip that we share with you now, of communing with the tree and the water in this way, at the time of sunset for 15 days, you will begin to get their attention. And they will begin to whisper to you, and they will begin to commune with you. And they will know your intention and your sincerity and your commitment to open up that world and open up that gateway and those portals to them. And so bit by bit, in fleeting moments, perhaps at first, but more and more solid and crystallized as the time goes on, as you continue that ritual for another 15 days after the first 15, for a full lunar month of 28 at least, if not 30. Over the second 15 days, as you ground yourself in those roots of the trees and feel your heart connecting to the water and feel your breath connecting to the wind in the trees and starting to hear those whispers and starting to see fleeting things at the sunset time for 15 minutes for 30 days, in the second half, you'll begin to start to realize that you are being communicated with by nature spirits around you. And it may be more than the idea of the winter spirit. First, there may be what are called the heralds, the little nature spirits that will come to you and do a little bit of touching and a little bit of testing and sort of testing your mettle, seeing how you respond and react to them, and paving the way, sort of laying out the etheric flowers for the idea of the horned god to appear to you, for the winter spirit of Kernanos to ultimately appear to you in some way, shape, or form. Now, it may not appear in its full form at first. It may, in fact, actually appear to be an animal. It may appear to be a stag. It may appear to be a different kind of an animal. It may appear to be a fox, which is my totem. For our energy is in the cryptic world, and we may be part of that bubble coming to you just again to see that you're sitting all right in that setting, and testing you out to make sure that this commitment is something you want to take and want to have. So the idea is that you must move forward under your own commitment, under your own choices, and under your own steam to become a cryptic. And this is just the beginning. But for those who commit to this, it is a world of wonder. I can guarantee and assure you of that. For you will unlock the secrets of consciousness itself as it relates to the expression of physical reality, as it relates to the expression of nature. And you will begin, all of you, to begin to experience yourself not in nature, but as nature, as an extension of it, and understand that physical reality is but a dream. For it will be coming apart at the seams, and there is no fear to be had in that, for it is simply the revelation of your own nature to yourself being reflected by the winter spirit, which is the mirror of the season. It is another title that we give to Kernanos, the winter spirit, the mirror of the season. Do y'all ken what I am saying to you then? Yes. All right. So this is a journey not to be taken lightly, for it will open up many doors and many windows and many portals to you. And if you are committed to taking this journey, you'll find many others will become fast friends to you that may have been invisible to you before, but will become visible to you in time. And you will find a whole new connection as nature unto yourself, and start experiencing yourself as a different kind of nature spirit. For that is what you all are nature spirits. But you have taken on a crystallization you call physical reality a little bit differently than the nature spirits you will encounter in going on this journey with them. But we thank you for being so bold, and again, whether you commit to fully becoming a cryptic or going through the other levels of mastery or nay, you'll find many benefits will come from this through the auspices of space-time and the collective consciousness of Gaia that will, and in that sense, turn into a bubble reality for you that will contain many mysteries to be solved, many delightful surprises to be had. So we thank you for taking whatever portion and to whatever degree of this journey you may ken works best for all of you.